So, hello everyone. Yeah, I know, I'm not Dr. Pamela, and you are a whiny puppy, Tinkerbell. So, let me fix the music, because it's still too loud. Shh. I'll turn the music off in a second, don't worry everybody. So, yeah, hi. I know, I'm not Dr. Pamela, and I don't have my glasses on. This is what kind of morning it's been for me. So, let me put on the glasses so I can actually see things. And look, you know. There we go. That should reduce the glare. Hopefully that should reduce the glare. I can't promise that. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. So, have some cute doggies. What's the best way to put this? It's been a crazy morning. I was up way too late watching Game of Thrones with friends. No, I will not spoil it. I am just very disappointed. Very disappointed. Tinkerbell. And I'm honestly still kind of setting up. So I ask and I beg for your patience while I really attempt to just get everything figured out. Excuse me, slides were done this morning. Ugh. Why won't it capture? It won't capture what I want it to capture. Oh no, come on. You can do it. Oh, I heard bits. So here's the Cheerios. Hey Puck, speak. Alright, Puck says thank you, I say thank you, Tinker's just gonna cry, and here's the Cheerios, and make it rain! So I'm trying to teach them that being on the bed, or being near the bed, more bits! Thank you, Keeper! So here's the Cheerios. Puck, can you speak? Puck said thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios, and make it rain! I'm trying to teach them that being on the bed or being near the bed means treats. And unfortunately, when I'm multitasking, oh my goodness, more bits! More bits! Puck, speak? Not gonna happen. Sorry, Lady Pembroke, but here's the Cheerios. And make it rain! I still thank you though, Lady Pembroke. Thank you so much. Tinker is getting the ones that are just off camera. Because, you know, Puck is... Oh my goodness, there's still bits coming in! Thank you, Veronica! Thank you! So here's the Cheerios. Hey, Puck! Nope, not gonna happen. But thank you, Veronica! Here's the Cheerios, and... Puck, speak? Okay. I tried. And make it rain! There are Cheerios everywhere. Also, I'd like to share with y'all that, Favorite Human has gone to work, worn his coats, and came out with pockets full of Cheerios. And he's like, what's this from? It's from me. I heart you, human. So I'm gonna pull chat up, because it looks like I missed a whole lot. Oh, everybody's fighting for Bits Leader. Oh, the only real problem this year was the $30 parking ticket. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. $30 parking ticket. Glasses are cool. Thanks, Guido. So hello. I'm not muted. I shouldn't be muted. Yeah. So yeah, hi. Still getting lower the music. Okay. We'll just kill the music. And here's some Cheerios. Hey, Puck. Puck. I can't. He's beyond himself. And Tinker's like screaming. So here's the Cheerios. And make it rain. He looks up. He looks up. Okay, so I'm going to kill the music. And then we're going to talk about, you know, a little bit of why you're seeing me today, but not a whole bunch. The short answer, and the answer you're all gonna get, is that it has indeed been a bit of a crazy month, and it come on, play nice. It's been a bit of a crazy month. Dr. Pamela just traveled back from Budapest, and there was some scheduling there were some scheduling conflicts, and so today's show is gonna be real rough around the edges, because Pamela was awesome and picked the stories and made notes, and so we're just gonna ride this roller coaster together. Time zones are your friend, jet lag is not so much. Yeah, jet lag is not fun, and it is real rough coming back, so aww. I am super hype about the next Electron mission DPI, Make It Rain. So, the Tinker whines, and Astro YYZ says, you must like Favorite Human to give him bits, lol. Yeah, I gave him bits. I didn't mean to. It's just his coats, because they are mostly his coats, are right next to the door. I have a coat rack right next to the door. Favorite Human has way more coats and clothes than I do, so it's mostly his coats that are on the outside of the coat rack, and I just throw bits in that direction, and I didn't realize they were landing in pockets, so I thought it was hilarious. So, yeah, we are going to probably... I'm gonna run the loopy rocket thing, and I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna put Puck in the crate or if I'm gonna put Tinker in my lap. Or if they're fine the way they are, because she stopped crying. Bonus treats for when pups are walked, I guess. I don't know what he does with the Cheerios he finds in his pockets. I really don't know what he does with the Cheerios he finds in his pockets. So, pockets are full of crypto and Cheerios. So the launch, we're not going to talk about launches today. So, just heads up, it is science-y news, which you guys know takes a bit longer for me to digest. And, we will totally talk about SpaceX on Wednesday, which is also when the launch is happening. So, but yeah, don't worry about buffering. We're gonna run the video in a second, if I can find it, which I should. There it is. And we're gonna run the video in the second, and then we'll, you know, go into the main thing, if I don't knock everything over. Yeah, that's right, Puck. Look at them. Give them those eyes. Tell them you want more Cheerios. I'm already halfway out of Cheerios. Alright, so with that, let's roll the rocket video! Hello everyone! Welcome to Daily Space for today, May 13th, 2019. Oh, Tinker. Alright, we're gonna try this please hold thing again, and apparently I am going to hold a dog in my lap. Alright, be right back! Hello everyone! Welcome to Daily Space for May 13th, 2019. I am your host, Annie Wilson. Yes, I know there's a very lack of dog on dog cam. And yeah, I also know I'm not Dr. Pamela Gay. She did this thing last week, or she went to Budapest, and she's dealing with jet lag and all sorts of other fun stuff. But she was kind enough to put, slides together for me, so I have two news stories that are very sciencey. Oh, more bits! Look, Puck, somebody wants you on camera! He's like, just not quite on camera. So, here's the Cheerios. Puck, speak. Come on, speak. Alright, Puck says thank you, I say thank you, and make it rain! Oof, oof. Yes, you get Cheerios too, Tinker. There's your Cheerios. You now get close up, yeah. Dr. Pamela has jet lag, and there were scheduling conflicts, and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, you get the super rough version of sciencey astronomy news from me, not the astronomer. So, with that, let's get started, shall we? Like I said, I have two stories for you. You can ask questions all you want while I'm doing the news stories. I won't answer them until the end. Please at me with your questions so they're easier to see. I have a couple of rules, guidelines, whatever. First is absolutely be respectful. Be respectful. Second, keep it PG. PG-13-ish, family-friendly. Y'all know what that means. And third, you can ask, whatever, but I also reserve the right to not answer. So, and if I don't know the answer, usually somebody in chat does, and if there's usually errata, somebody will correct me at some point. So, with that, here we go. All right, so this is a picture of a collapsar. It kind of looks like a blue star collapsing with a jet coming out of it. So here's a quote. Collapsars, however, can occur shortly after stars begin to form, and the phenomenon can be a prolific producer of heavy elements. Heavy elements are really anything that's heavier than carbon. actually probably anything that's heavier than like helium. But just to put it into perspective, that's what heavy elements means. The larger the number for atomic mass, the heavier the element. Literally, that's all it means. And so the phenomenon could be a prolific producer of heavy elements. A single collapsar might generate 3 times as much rapid process material as a neutron star merger, and could generate a few hundred times the Earth's mass in gold. Okay, this is cool. So, you know, this thing that happens shortly after stars begins to form could potentially spit out hundreds of Earth's masses of gold. 100 of Earth masses of gold. That's wild. Just process that for a second with me. That's wild. That's a whole lot of gold. The universe is a very, 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 very big place. So yeah, it's not all going to end up in one place. But, I mean, yeah. Okay, so the who for this is Daniel M. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about all these names. Daniel M. Siegel from Columbia, Jennifer Barnes from Columbia, and Brian D. Metzger also from Columbia. So in the what is these neutron star mergers, it says equal collapsars, form heavy elements like gold, platinum, and uranium. So, like I said, things that are heavier than carbon. And during the merger, which results in black hole and expanding cloud of new material. That's wild. I wonder if that means that all these new materials get sucked back up by the black hole. The how is neutrons flying out of the merger bombard atoms. Oh, and form unstable heavy nuclei that decay into atoms with a lot of protons in their core. This rapid process of nucleosynthesis is what we used to blame on supernova only. Okay, so we used to think that the process of making gold, platinum, uranium, etc., 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 was only due to supernova. Well, nope, not anymore. These things also create, you know, those heavy metallic-ish elements. And what's happening is that neutrons, which are the neutral part of an atom, they usually hang out in the nucleus with the protons. So they're just being bombarded, shot across the thing, and they're hitting protons, which are also in a nucleus, and hitting those, and that changes the mass of the whole atom. So trying to think of what would be a good example. I mean, we do this already, and I can't remember what the experiment is, but we already do this with a thing. And that's how we've discovered some radioactive elements, like the really, really heavy stuff. But I'm trying to think of like an everyday-ish example where you take one thing and drop it into another and it changes the mass and the actual element. And I think the only thing I'm coming up with right now is like pancakes. So pancakes, you need a rising element, and we usually use baking powder for that. So you add baking powder to this mixture of flour and water and maybe egg, and it turns it from like a crepe to a pancake. So there's my analogy for y'all, is that to get pancakes, which only came from supernova, they just tossed in some stuff from other places. I really hope this makes sense to y'all, because this is just kind of mind-blowing that this thing that is happening after stars form, that's just spitting out a bunch of material, which hits other materials, which creates new things, And then after that, there's just this whole black hole. That's pretty cool, guys. It is super cool. So, yeah. Alright. So, on to story number 2, which I was told was slightly related. This is the same thing as the last slide. Merging neutron stars. Now called kilonova. The notes literally say, we're still sorting the naming of this thing, apparently. Kilonova. Kilonova. Thousands of nova? Just... Part of me is like, astronomers should not be trusted to name things. We've talked about this before. Alright. So, if 2 dense neutron stars collided relatively close to Earth, the resulting kilonova would shine day and night with the brightness of the moon squeezed into a small dot. Oh wait, I didn't advance to the next slide, did I? I sure didn't. I am so sorry. I was using the wrong thing. Alright, here we go. Here's this thing. Now I'm looking at the same thing that you guys are looking at. So, merging neutron stars, now called kilonova. We're still sorting the naming of this thing, apparently. And you have 2 images here, left and right. I'm assuming... I want to say one is daytime and one is nighttime, but they both look like nighttime shots. If 2 dense neutron stars collided relatively close to Earth, the resulting kilonova would shine day and night with the brightness of the moon squeezed into a small dot. So, I guess on the right, that would indeed be about the size of a moon and squeezed into a small dot. So, other than this is super cool if we would see this super bright thing in the nighttime sky, which has happened and has been recorded in like what we consider ancient history. Yay, Chinese astronomers! One has occurred about 1,000 light years from where Earth is, but it's highly unlikely, as in, don't bet on this. A kilonova will happen anytime nearby us soon. So this probably won't happen. But it has happened, 1,000 light years away from us, from where Earth is now. But they think it happened 80 million years before the solar system formed. And Bartos and physicist, there's not enough vowels in that name. Sablax, Marca of Colombia, reported May 1 in Nature. The event seeded the solar system with the elements that make up planets today. Okay, so this is why it's related to that last slide. So all these heavy elements, iron, gold, platinum, uranium, the things that we use, silver, oh gosh, literally everything heavier than carbon, although carbon was probably part of that. Yeah, kilonova, 1,000 light years away, 80 million years before our solar system was formed, is totally responsible for, I wouldn't say totally responsible, but seeded the solar system with the elements that essentially compile that make up the planets today, which, wild. Okay, so those were my 2 stories. I am going to flip back over to chat. I'm going to read your questions now, and we are going to struggle through your questions together, and I apologize if I screwed up anything. I apologize if I screwed up anything or confused you even more, and etc., etc. So, I know, Puck. I know, this is hard. Astro YYZ says, do we know what elements? You know what? Let's click the article. And it probably doesn't say... Okay, so here's what's going on in that image. Let me flip back to that image real quick, now that I have a caption for it. A kilonova, the bright burst following a crash between two neutron stars, would shine brighter than the stars over the New York City skyline even during the day. The simulated image shows the kilonova one day, which is on the left, and after 7 days on the right. So it hasn't really dimmed a whole lot over a week, which is kind of wild. So, let's scan this. At night it would be by far the brightest thing up there. That's wild. Heavy elements like gold, silver, platinum, and uranium. Not seeing anything else. So, but really anything to astronomers, anything heavier than like hydrogen and helium. I really want to say anything heavier than hydrogen or helium or even gold, because gold is heavier than carbon, is considered heavy elements. They take a whole lot more bombarding to form, and yeah, things of that nature. So pull up chat again. A daytime kilonova. Okay, yes, this is, they said that this could be seen during the day. So this was on Science News. Give me a second to put the link in chat. So nova is less than a kilonova, which is less than a supernova. I guess that's how they're going with this naming. I mean, that makes sense to me, DPI. DPI says the term kilonova was introduced by Metzger and al. In 2010 to characterize peak brightness, which they showed reaches 1,000 times that of a classical nova. They are 1/10 to 1/100th brightness of a typical supernova, the self-detonation of a massive star. Fenring says, by heavy, they might also mean heavier than iron, since iron is as far as a star can get with just fusion. Thank you. And that is probably correct. Again, it's been a while since I've had astronomy classes. Refsmat says, can we stop the kilonova by going into the quantum realm? Probably not. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Pancakes don't change elements, it's a chemical change. Yeah, I know the pancakes was a bad analogy. Astro B says, do these stars create all the particles you find with the Hadron Collider? That was the experiment I was thinking of. Thank you for pulling up the name of it. And I think the Hadron Collider does way heavier than what these things are pulling out. But the Hadron Collider could probably take, you know, iron and bombard it with other things and get things that are closer to it. Can I please define collapsar? I think somebody defined collapsar. DPI made a link to it. For those of you that are just listening, collapsar definition is the black hole thought to form following the gravitational collapse of a massive star. So that's what a collapsar is. Like I said, guys, these are kind of heavy for me. And the etymology? Words are hard. Etymology is indeed a blend of collapse plus star patterned after quasar. So, and I think that's all the questions, unless you guys have asked more. Yeah, it didn't. The kilonova did not actually happen. That was I should pull this back up. This is a simulated image. This did not happen. It's a simulated image of what it would look like. It is highly unlikely that an event like this would happen. It has happened 1,000 light years away. Something like, what, 80 million years ago? But nothing like this has happened in our sky. Don't expect to see this. Okay, so, not related. Oh, I know it's not related. Oh, thank you for the bits, Ed. I don't know where there's a dog. Puck? Anyways, here's the Cheerios. And I think I'm gonna let the dash hound down. I know, honey, I know. String Theory, the pictures that I just showed you. No, 7 days apart. So here's the Cheerios. And make it rain. Hurry, Tinker, hurry. Get it, get it, get it. Aim for more pockets. There's a couple stuck. 7 days apart. So we'll pull up this image because this image is actually pretty cool. So the image on the left is after 1 day, and the image on the right is after 7 days. So, yeah. It's not a few minutes apart, it's meant to be like days apart. This is a simulated image. This is not real. Larry Weird and Proud is saying, invisible kilonova could kill with gamma rays maybe half of all life. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, we've talked about water being a good barrier for radiation before, so yeah, I would assume things in the ocean would be okay. I'm not sure. Alright, so Journey Started asked when the next launch coverage is because, you know, that's what we usually talk about when I'm on. And the next launch is May 15th, which is Wednesday. And that will be, they're saying that the launch will be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So they'll probably start coverage at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which means I should be on no later than 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So there will be... I'll remind you about that on Wednesday when I cover again on Wednesday. So yes, thank you. 7 p.m. Western is the launch time, which means I should be on in streaming no later than 6:30 p.m. West Coast time. So, lots of irrigated food for deep sea creatures. Yeah, I mean, it'll probably build up in the system like a few other things do. There you go, Tink. So, yeah, I think that's all. I mean, that is totally all the news I have for you guys. There is only one launch. No, there's 2 launches this week. More than 2 launches this week? Yeah, there's 2 launches this week. One is a Chinese launch for another communication satellite. And... oh no, it's not a communication satellite. It's a navigation satellite. Excuse me. So there's one on the 17th for China. That's a navigation satellite. And there's not going to be live video through English channels. And I don't know if I feel like wading through a lot of Chinese social media, because A, that's very difficult for me to do, and B, they want a phone number to confirm my account, and I am not exactly comfortable giving them my phone number. So yeah. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Endgame, even though I feel like the spoiler period has been lifted. Journey Started asks, would it be as long as one Earth rotation? So if it occurred, could it be luck of the draw as to what part of the Earth you were on? I'm assuming you're talking about the kilonova thing. And it would last... See, after 7 days, it was still dim. So it would still be there. And I think it would just be a matter of... Yeah, no, I think everybody would be irritated. Hanny says, would irradiated gas travel around the planet and still be deadly? I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think so. Yeah, I know. I put you on the floor and now you're crying. String Terry says, on a limb, I wonder if the niches are filled slow or quick if life was largely confined to the dark depths. That's way more of biology than I know. Wouldn't it take a long time to get to us? It depends on how close it is. It depends on how close it is. Let me see if I still have the caption of that image up. It doesn't say how far away this one is. Okay, so this image is from... No. Okay, so we'll pull up the image again so we all know what I'm talking about. And I'm reading the article. So there's... I'm just going to read directly from the article. While it's unlikely a kilonova would happen nearby anytime soon, one occurred about 1,000 light years from where Earth is now, although 80 million years before the solar system formed. That event seeded the system with elements that make up the planet today. We talked about that a little while ago. Next paragraph goes, we wanted to make this more visual, what this distance mean, Bartos says. So he and Nihar Gupt, also at University of Florida, simulated the light spectrum emitted by the 2017 kilonova as it would appear if it were 1,000 light years away. It would start out bluish in color, but then would turn red over a few days to a week as debris from the kilonova smothered bluer wavelengths of light. After about a week, the kilonova would fade to nothing. The article goes on to say that could have painful consequences for anything alive on the planet at that time. If kilonova released a gamma ray burst like that 2017 kilonova did, the torrent of high energy particles of light could have indirectly wiped out life on Earth. So yeah, this would be worse than Thanos. This would be worse than Thanos. So 2017 one that they're talking about is also the kilonova that they're talking about was spotted in 2017 after physicists detected gravitational waves from a neutron star crash. And that one occurred 130 million light years away and was only visible with telescopes. So they just essentially scooched it way closer so we could see what it would look like if it was 1,000 light years away. And it says, yes, it would kill everything, but it doesn't say how long it would take. Probably 1,000 years. I mean, it's 1,000 light years. So, yeah. It would be in all directions, I'm assuming. Hannies. So, yeah. Yeah. I try not to give spoilers out, guys. I try not to give out spoilers. So, Refsmat says, figuring out with my partner what, they're talking about what movies they want to see together, what Marvel movies they want to see together. There's a lot. Good luck with that. I'm serious. That could turn into a mini marathon. Oh, look at you, Tinker, right where you're supposed to be. Have some Cheerios. Is there anything else? I think I've thoroughly confused you all, and then hopefully I've unconfused you all. Refsmat is saying the new Apollo 11 Blu-ray is going to be good. I don't have a Blu-ray player. I have a PlayStation. So I can't remember if PlayStation can read Blu-ray discs or not. I know it can read DVDs. Oh, and there goes a pen. Alright, Keeper of Maps. Hey Puck, can you speak? Come on. Speak. Alright, Puck says thank you, I say thank you, and make it rain! Oh, and Trucker Kev donated bits. I have one tiny handful left. One tiny handful left. Hey Puck! I'm not going to be able to get him to speak. I'm sorry, Trucker Kev. So here's my very last handful of Cheerios, and make it rain! And now there's Cheerio dust everywhere. Blu-ray works in PS4. Thank you, Tanner. All right. Gem Doctor says, rip Doris Day, she was 97. Oh, Refsmat, you're gonna make me pull out the box. I am probably, part of me is like, I should be petty and contact General Mills and be like, can you donate Cheerios? Oh my goodness. So what, there's two handfuls? There's two handfuls. Hey Puck, speak. Puck's not gonna speak, I'm sorry. Alright, so who was first? Refsmat was first. So thank you, Refsmat. Puck, speak. Oh, there we go. Puck says thank you, I say thank you, and make it rain! Hey Tinkerbell. Tinker, can you speak? Come on. She's like, you normally yell at me for barking, Mom. Alright. And then Tanner's. Speak. Come on. Alright, well I'm sure you can hear the wine. So here's the Cheerios and make it sprinkle for Tinker. So. Oh, it is a neat box. It's a very big box. And I have another box of off-brand Cheerios in the kitchen. Just waiting for this one to be emptied. Actually, the PS3 was so cheap comparatively that some bought it as a Blu-ray player with optional games. Favorite human is totally a console person, and I am totally a PC person. And we go back and forth all the time about, you know, PC versus console. And it's an interesting kind of socioeconomic divide, I feel, between PC and console users from, like, his and mine generation. Now people are like, well, just get a console. So, well, I technically didn't get a PS4. The PS4 came with Favorite Human. So, oh, thank you for following Opserve, or Oopserve. So, I think we can get Puck to speak for you. Hey, Puck, speak. Come on, speak. Oh, Puck says thank you, I say thank you, and make it rain. Oh, thank you. So, I'm assuming you're new around here, Oopserve. We just finished our daily-ish news roundup. But it's really more than news roundup. It's more of astronomy and space news roundup. And Monday is not my typical day to do the roundup. And there was some sciencey stuff, and I probably screwed it all up, and I am so sorry if I did. Dr. Pamela's dealing with jet lag and some scheduling conflicts. So you guys get me! Totally not Dr. Pamela, and totally not a clone of Dr. Pamela, and totally not an astronomer, but I'm here! So, yeah. And a constant batting down of current movie spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers, guys. No spoilers. No spoilers. So yeah, I'm here. I know enough astronomy about to be dangerous. We did just finish up our news portion, and now we're just kind of hanging and chatting and all things of, oh, thank you. Ed says we're both cool. Thank you. So we're just kind of hanging afterwards and chatting, and there is a launch there's 2 launches this week. There's the SpaceX launch that like everybody's super hyped for, that happens at 10:30 p.m. East Coast, which is 7:30 p.m. West Coast. That's when they take off. They start coverage about 20 to 30 minutes before, so SpaceX will start coverage. Oh my goodness, Rosa! Rose, that's so cute! Puck, speak! I can't... Well, there's Tinker. You can hear Tinker whining, I'm sure. So thank you, Rose. Thank you for the bit. And make it rain! So... SpaceX will start coverage at 7 p.m. East Coast, or 7 p.m. West Coast, which is 10 p.m. East Coast, and I should be starting my coverage no later than 9:30 p.m. East Coast, which is 6:30 p.m. West Coast. So we are totally space nerds. Please hang out with us. I see that they they shared our Discord link. Yeah, we are totally space nerds. Ask me about space toilets. Yeah. Yeah, we're totally space nerds. Come hang out with us. Everybody has like their own little specialty. Dr. Pamela, oh my goodness, I forgot what she studied. But I did my undergrad at Youngstown State University, where I worked in the planetarium, and I am still in regular contact with both of the astronomers there, and they study galaxies and stuff like that. So yeah, in fact, Dr. Durrell's big thing is globular clusters, and Dr. Feldmeyer did some work on the Virgo cluster. And the Virgo cluster, if you've never seen a picture, looks like this really creepy face, and he has it on his on his thing. So yeah, my background is in computer science. I actually haven't done hardly any programming since I graduated, but my background is in computer science. So yeah. Right now there are 5 space toilets yeah, that's right. Tanner actually does do active like software development and things. So, so there's 6 people in space. There are 5 toilets. 4 are available to those 6 people in space. Now I have to think. What was my number for 3? I don't remember what. Oh, 3 of those toilets are owned by Russia, and 2 of those 4 toilets are preferred by the humans, and 1 of those toilets is owned by the US. So tell me more about these toilets. All right. So I just ran through my number. I just ran through my numbers. So that 1 toilet that isn't accessible to the 6 people in space is on a Chinese space station, whose name I always forget. And that's right, variable stars. Thank you, Larry. There are, as far as I know, there's no other... No, wait, there's mice in space. I don't know what all living creatures are in space right now, but I know there's 6 humans. And I don't know how the mice... I think somebody just cleans out their litter every once in a while. I don't know how that works. Wait, can mice have, like, bedding litter in space? That just sounds like a really bad idea. Oh my goodness. This is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down today, guys. But yeah, there are 2 space stations up. 1 is occupied by the 6 humans. 1 is unoccupied, and that is where the 1 toilet is. If that Chinese space station was occupied, then there would be a toilet attached to that one, bringing the grand total of toilets up to 6 for probably 9 people in space. Things of that nature. The two toilets that the astronauts and cosmonauts prefer are inside of the space station because you can actually sit on those. The ones that are not inside of the space station are the ones on the Soyuz. So that's the other 2 out of the 4. And you don't sit on those. You kind of straddle them like a horse or a or like a witch riding a broom. So yeah. And yes, all the astronauts receive training in how to deal with the toilets. Anyways, Handy said, "Oh, I thought you were going to say they had an outhouse." The Soyuz toilets are pretty much, to me, they're the outhouse equivalent of Soyuz toilets, so the space station toilets, are what outhouses are to indoor plumbing. So, yeah. Yeah. Simon, I think, I can't remember if Simon is still active. And, but I know the Astro Bees are up there now. So we now have floating robots controlled by Houston that have cameras on them. Just process that one for a little bit. Just process that one. Throwing shade on Russian toilets. Actually, no, I'm not. All of the Russian toilets that are up in orbit not all of the Russian toilets. All of the toilets in orbit right now have some sort of Russian lineage. And the Soyuz toilets were incredibly important because they can be used by any gender. It's literally a hose with an attachment that's stored in a wall cabinet. So even though it's like, ha 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 ha, it's like riding a horse and it's awkward as all get out, I feel like the Soyuz toilet made it easier for female cosmonauts to be a thing compared to female astronauts. The Apollo mission, the Soyuz toilet design has been around since the Apollo mission. That's how old it is. And it is literally, there's just bits, interchangeable bits, and you use the interface that matches your plumbing, so to speak, and yeah. Yeah, so incredibly important, and although not pleasant to use, still incredibly important because Apollo mission had the dreaded Apollo bags, which were stuck to your rear end with adhesive, and they're not pleasant. You had to massage solid waste after you were done. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah. Cosmonaut is essentially Russia's astronauts. Cosmonaut is the word used for, it's the word the Russians use for their astronauts, and astronauts is the word we use for cosmonaut. Both mean the same thing. It's just, it's a language thing, and I don't think one is really won out over the other, and because there's still some tension there, I don't think one is ever going to win out over the other. So, Taikonaut. I didn't know that the Chinese had another name. Yeah, you need more than a training video. There's training sessions on how to go to the bathroom. And cameras are involved to make sure you're lined up properly, and that's for the ISS toilets. Yeah. Yeah, that... So yeah, Apollo mission, they had to directly handle their own solid waste. Liquid waste that was not vomit, because vomit also went into the Apollo bags, I think. And yeah, it was essentially the same kind of thing that's was or is still used, I'm not sure, on some military aircraft where they just vent urine out into space, and that caused problems. So yeah, also Soyuz had way more room than the Apollo did, from my recollection. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, words are strange. Oops, words are strange. So yeah. Yeah, there's even, there's transcripts from one of the Apollo missions of people talking about, or of astronauts talking about floating human solid matter. Hanny's asks, how long would the urine stay with the ship? I don't remember. I do remember that it caused some problems with, like it came back and impacted the ship. It may have also, venting it may have also, cause the command module to move in ways they didn't want it to move. I mean, but they had to figure out something to do with it, and I guess that was better than, you know, diapers. So, yeah. Yeah. Refs Matt says, venting urine makes it go away from the ship. I think I remember reading something about how it came back around and hit the ship. I really don't remember, and I would assume, I mean, on Earth we know it goes away from the ship because there's gravity and stuff, and I would assume that the command module would have been moving because things just don't hang out still in space. So yeah, it should have gone away from the ship. I'm gonna have to read up about that and figure out where that miscollection came from. Oh, that's terrifying, Refsmat. Refsmat says there was one space shuttle flight where the wastewater vent wasn't properly heated and accumulated a very long icicle pointed outwards that was still attached to the vent. Icicle. Oh yeah. Hi, Moolah. I am so sorry. I am terrible at words. Muhalo. There we go. I got it. Yeah. That would be terrifying. That would be terrifying. Yeah. Muhalo. Yeah, I got it. It took me a couple tries. I got there eventually. Oh, you guys are funny. DPI says, I am actually more for that stuff that goes out to space rather than that stuff coming back from the ISS without being contaminated within a spaceship. We, a lot of it is incinerated. The orbital module of Soyuz, that is where the toilet is. And if you watch videos of astronauts and cosmonauts on the ISS, you'll occasionally see silver, like, buckets just kind of chilling out. Those are, A, I'm not sure if those are empty or full, and B, those are really the receptacle for all of the human waste that is on the ISS. So they just swap those out when they get full. So it's pretty interesting. So they take those and they put them in, like, the trunk of the Dragon, which incinerates upon re-entry, or the the orbital module of Soyuz, which is how they also take care of trash. And yeah, it just gets burned up in the atmosphere. I didn't know Cygnus had a trunk. It doesn't... Wait, Cygnus isn't reusable. So yeah, they probably offload stuff to Cygnus. Zoe says, one of my favorite games back in the day is about a space janitor. If I recall correctly, it was Space Quest 3. Cygnus burns up completely. Oh, wow. Yeah, the dragon lands, but the dragon has a trunk, which is incinerated. And that's why I was like, wait, is the Cygnus incinerate? No, dragon comes back. The dragon trunk, which is an exterior module, I believe, gets incinerated on re-entry. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that one out too, Larry. It's okay, because I was like, what? You mean... But yeah, on re-entry, dragon totally has junk in its trunk. You're welcome, everyone. So, yeah, it's yeah. Kenny says, orbital mechanics is not very intuitive. I guess it's possible you would encounter the urine again. Like I said, I'm really not sure. I forget what rabbit hole in particular I was down that day. And I do need to do more work on this because I don't have any other projects going on at the moment. Yeah. Junk in the trunk of a dragon. Bad auto mod. Bad auto mod. So, yeah, so that was your daily-ish space toilet update and education. And, yeah, hold on. Yeah, it is a bit of a tangent, but y'all know it's real easy to get me going on this tangent, which I find hilarious. I really do find this whole thing hilarious. It is a very easy tangent to get me started on, and yeah. Yeah. It's all good, though. It's all good. So, yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up for Daily Space. And if you guys missed this, the video on demand will be up. Plus, it'll be archived on YouTube and all those other fun things. So thank you to the new faces. This is a wonderful time to suggest who to raid. Because after I find my, there's my dashboard. After I find my dashboard and get the credits ready, all of that other fun things, we're going to raid somebody. If nobody's essentially has any suggestions, I'm gonna just pick something. And yeah, so all those other things we'll do. There's a whole Rilo lights on, perfect. There's a whole stream of things, wall of text that went up. So this Daily Space has been a production of CosmoQuest. We do other things too. You can come circle craters on the moon and then tell us about the bugs in our Discord in the Moon Mappers channel. Our host institution is PSI, that's Planetary Science Institute, in beautiful, sunny, probably not too hot yet, Tucson, Arizona, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University here in, yeah, it's still raining, Youngstown, Ohio. PSI is a nonprofit corporation, 501c3 to be exact, and all that really means is your donations, which we'll talk more about in a second, are tax deductible where laws allow. So also we are brought to you by you. So thank you, everybody that has made a Patreon pledge, bought merch, thrown bits to the dogs, because A, the dogs really love Cheerios, and B, yeah, it's awesome. Subscribed, oh goodness, donate, I think I forgot things, but yeah, if you've contributed financially in any way to CosmoQuest and Daily Space, thank you so much. That helps me and Tanner and Susie and a couple other people collect a paycheck, which is awesome. It's awesome that I can get, you know, paid hourly to do this, and a lot of other part-time streamers do not have that opportunity. So thank you again. for all of that. And if you can't afford to do any of that, or you don't want to, that's okay. Come be space nerds and hang out with us during chat. I know, I'm getting there. Tinker wants to remind you that follows are free. And yeah, follows are free. Come hang out with us, come chat with us, ask me about space toilets. Always, I'll be happy to talk to you about space toilets. And follows also allow you to get notified when we have random streams, which, you know, that would be rocket launches. That might be me doing behind the scenes stuff, getting ready for the next day's daily space. It might be, you know, random game nights. You never know, and you won't know unless you follow. We're pretty social-ish bunch over on Discord, and that was the social map. And oh, more bits! Thank you! Alright, Puck, speak. Come on. Oh, Tinker spoke. Tinker says thank you, and I say thank you. Oh, the little one is learning, and the little one made it on camera. All right, so thank you for those bits. Again, if you ever miss a broadcast, they're on YouTube. I think that's all the words I need to say. And thank you, everybody, for your patience. Dr. Pamela should be back tomorrow, and I will see you on Wednesday. And I am going to do that whole awkwardly roll the credits thing, and then we're going to raid Rhyolite. So, until next time, have a good insert time of day here, whether that be morning, day, afternoon, evening, night. And be awesome to each other, and if the weather allows, and you don't live in a cloudy place like Youngstown, look up. So, I just saw a Rough Smack comment about Space Shuttle P Circle. Thank you all for being awesome, and I'll see you next time.